Hello, Josie here. You ready for the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? And are you sure? Okay, here we go. I'm watching the sunrise. Something I usually like to do every morning nowadays. And I just read a clip where, basically said something that was so true. How every day people get up ready to go, ready to fight, ready to get out into the world, engage with other people. But sometimes the way that people engage is deceptive. It's deceptive and it's toxic. When you learn the truth and you start to see people for exactly who they are, you appreciate those things which cannot deceive you, that are not toxic towards you, such as the sunrise, the sunset, nature, flowers and the trees and the grass, the water, the sun, the moon. When you realize all these things in this world that we have, that some of us possess, or rent, or lease, and these things a lot of ways it can be traps. Even people you get involved with can be a trap, can be a setup. And that is so disappointing. But first it pisses you off because you just never expected certain individuals to be as such. When you come to the understanding, the only thing that you can control is yourself, it's freeing. Your actions and behaviors, your words, all of that you can control. So many people are reckless with it. They're reckless with it. And they don't give a fuck. That's why I say when you wake up in the morning, when people wake up in the morning, it's like they have to put on their armor. They have to put their defenses on, and go out into the world and combat with different forces, different energies, different attitudes, different personalities, different beliefs. different morals. And you could go out and you could meet a lot of people, right? And you think, for some, you believe that you're on the same fucking page. That y'all have a lot in common. That y'all are a lot alike. And that be some bullshit, y'all. They done played you. They'll switch up on you quick. They'll team up with your enemies, known and unknown, just to possess things that are not theirs and things that they can't take with them. Oh yeah, I said it. Material gain. Money. That's what everybody wants. Sooner or later, all this combating and fighting and, you know, all that stress and whatnot and anger, you start to look for love. You start to look for love. And you look for love in the wrong places and the wrong people and the wrong things. And it may take you a while before you realize that what you thought was love was actually lies. Who you thought loved you actually hated you. And even the things that you love even you come to find out you don't love them. So you go back to the basics, so to speak. Nature. Sunrise, sunsets, rain, sun, moon, stars, water, grass, flowers, trees. So much beauty in all of it. But hey, look. Keep this in mind. God is love. So why not love God? Love God the way that He loves you. You know, He's the one who woke you up this morning, but a lot of people don't even thank Him for that. They take that for granted. He's the one that allowed you to be able to get dressed and function and move and go to your job or your career or go out on the battlefield. But a lot of people don't respect that, don't care about that. They don't think about that. He's the one that has allowed you to be able to make that money to be able to afford and or pay for the lease on that vehicle or the rent on that place or the mortgage and the taxes. He's the one that's allowed you to be able to go and travel, enjoy this land that we live on. We don't possess, but we live on it. He's the owner and operator of this 3D reality that we live in. And we're so busy fighting and combating with each other, disrespecting each other, hating on each other, lying to each other, abusing each other, disrespecting each other. One person thinks they're better than the other one. One person has more money than the other one. Different mentality, different behaviors, actions, attitude. And, in a lot of ways, people refuse to be on one fucking accord with each other, Be on one accord. We now, in a lot of ways, get off on our differences, but then we also hate each other for differences. We justify our negative actions and behaviors on differences, or what somebody else has, or what someone else wants. A lot of greed, a lot of selfishness, a lot of arrogance, a lot of toxicity. Then you have the devil, right? The devil, God created. And the devil had a position with God to do things in the right way. And the devil didn't want to do things the right way. He wanted to do things his way. He wanted to be God. The devil can be your sister. The devil can be your brother. The devil can be your neighbor. The devil can be your mother, your father. The devil can be your best friend. The devil could be your spouse or your partner. He works through a lot of people. Greed, lust, sloth, lies, deceit, hate. So while you're out here in this world, and you're around all these different people, that devil, being a trickster that he is, can trick you using your own family, your own friends, your own partners, your relationships. And it makes you question, they are so great at being a trickster, right? How do I not know the next person I come across in this world is not a trickster? Well, you don't know, but you know God. So why not love God? Do what God has asked you to do. Be who God has asked you to be. I mean, this really truly is a wonderful world that we live in. But it's very difficult to see that and to appreciate that when there's so many tricksters and haters and liars and hate in this world that we live in. So, God will have you to go back to the basics, so to speak, He'll separate you from any and everybody so He can take some time and spend some time with you and, have a talk with you, share some information with you, give you some clarity and some truth about a lot of things. Allow you a reprieve, a break from being on the battlefield. I came out here this morning again to enjoy this beautiful sunrise. And even now, I'm looking all around me in my vehicle with the locked doors, and I'm observing my surroundings to make sure that nobody is in my vicinity. Not that I'm scared or worried, but when you've had to have your defenses up, when you've been combating and battling different people, different energies, you become more alert, more aware, because you might not know how you need to respond or react to these people. And as the sun was rising up, I look off in the distance over here, and there's someone that's been sitting out here probably before I even got out here. Now, I could have been really disturbed by this person just sitting out here and not really knowing exactly what they're doing out here even before I got out here, because basically it's pitch black. What I came to understand and realize just in this moment, there are other people that appreciate this as well too. Other people that have been combating and fighting. This is, their peace. This is how they start their day. This is how they are able to more than likely get their clarity. Everybody has their something. Everybody has their something. Gotta go. Bye.